Kofi Kingston has had a hell of a run thus far as EBCW champion since being named EBCW champion for the new season of EBCW. And he has defended the title against Adam Cole at Money in the Bank, where he was successful in pinning Adam Cole, baby. Which, to my shock, I was actually sort of pulling for Adam Cole in that match, but not that I don't like Kofi, but seems Big E is going to be yelling in my ear for the next 20 seconds. And feel the power. God. You know, I don't know if you guys ever noticed, but that fucking soundbite was glitched for like the longest time in this game because, you know, 2K doesn't know how to fucking develop games. Anyway, aside from that, we see the beautiful yet incredibly fucking dark EBCW Women's Championship because, you know, lighting isn't 2K strong suit. Besides the point, I'm basically saying that, you know, Kofi Kingston has had a hell of a run thus far. His next challenger was determined several weeks ago. That's how far in advance this took place. It took place in a tag team match where New Day, who I think was Xavier and Kofi in the match, the New Day were in a match against Kurt Angle, I believe, and Johnny Gargano, in which Johnny Gargano pinned the EBCW champion, thus giving him a championship match at the next pay-per-view, a guaranteed championship match, because there really hasn't been many male contenders to compete in the EBCW title. For the EBCW title, I mean. And Kofi Kingston requested that he'd have a tune-up match with one of the best wrestlers on the Raw brand. And of course, how can I deny such a request? So I gave him Bret Hitman Hart, the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. One of the best technical wrestlers in wrestling, in my opinion, if not the best, probably one of the blueprints of technical style wrestling. Technical wrestling, wrestling psychology, and so on. That if I was to make a blueprint for something like that, it would probably end up being something like Bret Hitman Hart. That's just me. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, the Hitman could, like I said before in the last match, should the Hitman pin or submit Kofi Kingston, the odds are that, you know, the odds are that he may be involved in a triple threat match against Gargano and Kofi for the EBCW title. Of course, I don't want anything fucking with my plans, so I'm not going to allow that to happen. Hence why this is a tune-up match. Kick to the back there was unsuccessful. I'd like to know how in the fuck that's even an actual thing. Like, there's no way that that doesn't hurt or does some type of damage yet in the game. Excuse me. In the game, it acts as if that kick does no damage. It's like Bret Hart's back just completely tightens up and seizes to prevent any strong impact. I don't know. It's always been a weird animation and move reversal in this game that I don't understand completely from a logical side of things. Nonetheless, EBCW champion Kofi Kingston is doing pretty well so far. Bret Hart hasn't really had a big move yet in this match. Until then, with that European uppercut. Of course, I speak too soon. Ah, shit. Come on. There we go. Nice scoop slam there. Let's go for a leg drop. Ah, shit. Nice reversal there. I said it before and I'll say it again. As much as I hate the new buttons in the game, the only button that's ever actually made any sense to me is the reversal button on triangle. Although I still disagree with it actually being there. It reflex-wise, it's better for me because my thumb's already in the area of the triangle, square, circle, and X buttons on my PlayStation 4 controller. You know, if you really think about it, actually, I'll say it anyway. You know, if you really think about it, this game is probably one of the worst WWE games to ever have been developed in terms of graphics. Graphically, this game is very ordinary compared to previous iterations. With PS5 and Xbox 360 coming out soon, I can only imagine if they actually increase the graphics to where they're actually better. Big DDT there by Hitman. Or do they completely stay this way where it's just ordinary looking and quite frankly garbage, for lack of better terms. Go for the boom drop. Bang. Nice move there. Save the trouble in paradise for later. Kofi Kingston has not had any real damage done to him. Oh fuck, Hitman's... What the fuck is that anyway? That power-up I don't fully understand. I don't know why it's a thing. What does it do? Does a bunch of lion, tiger roaring sounds, and then does it do any extra damage? Like, does it do anything for the momentum of the match? Does it keep your stamina up? Like, what does this actually do? I don't understand. It doesn't really do anything. The stupid shit that they add in this game. Meanwhile, everything else was fucking broken for a month and a half. I'm just toying. Honestly, honest to God, I'm like toying with Bret Hart right now. Straight up toying with him. I think now is the time. Oh, well, I have the boom drop, so I just do the boom drop. I was gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna just do the trouble in paradise, put him out of his misery, but never mind. Now I can do that. Now I can do that.
Kofi Kingston is in position.
Trouble in paradise coming in. So long, Bret. We hardly knew ye. And that's gonna be a rope break because that was a dumb move. What? 2. Okay? That's... As much as I've complained about rope break animations in this game, and rope breaks in general, that... If there's any rope break that should have happened, it was this one. This should have been a rope break. Look at this. He's blatantly under there. And yet when I do a move that is clearly not under the rope, and I make a pinfall, it's clearly not under the rope, that is a rope break. No fucking idea. No idea. I'm baffled. That's all I can say. Either way, Kofi Kingston gets a huge victory going into Backlash, and he faces Johnny Gargano for the EBCW Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, Faction Warfare is up next. Team FTW faces off against British Strong Style. I'll see you guys for that epic main event.